Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I am excited to connect with you guys today and bring you a video about how to attract the most effective way to attract clients online. I would say like the quickest and most effective way. And when most of us are getting started in our business, like this is one of the biggest things that we want to know. Like, how do I get clients? What's the best way to do this? What things work, what things don't work. How do I get people who are actually going to be interested in working with me and start to build up this tribe and community of people who are interested not only in what I have to say, but also interested in actually paying to work with me. And so I've really, through my own journey of starting my business, have discovered what really works well and what doesn't. And I want to share that with you guys so that you can skip all the testing and doing things that aren't really serving you and getting you to where you want to go in your business, and instead stick to doing the things that actually work. So when it comes to online marketing, like what's the most effective way for us to do this? What should we focus on? What works, what doesn't work. And I really want to go through that. And the biggest thing, like when we're getting started in a business, as well as I think it's important to know what is going to be the quickest way for you to get going and start getting clients. Because there are things that you can do that can be really slow and take a long time. But there's a lot of things that you can do there's some things you can do that actually really speed that process up. And that allow us to be really effective at getting in front of the right people. So what happens when a lot of people are getting started is that really just feeling kind of lost about how to find clients, and especially like how to find clients online, because a lot of us are totally new to online marketing. So what a lot of people do is they like join a bunch of different groups. They're watching like all these webinars about like different ways to do online marketing and just feeling totally overwhelmed and lost. Posting on your like Facebook page or Facebook, like your personal page, posting on whatever social media you already have. And pretty much all that's seeing it is like friends and family. So you're not really getting in front of the people that you really want to be getting in front of. And a lot of times you're not getting the interaction and the results. And so you start to really like doubt yourself and you're like, maybe no one's really interested in what I'm doing. Like maybe I can't make this work. So I hear that a lot. Posting all over the place. So joining like every form of social media and trying to get out there and really feeling, frustrated because, you're doing a lot and you're putting a lot out there, but you're not getting the results. So I hear that a lot too. And another big thing is not knowing like what to write about, like what to create content about. And so what happens is a lot of people are creating a lot of like random content and writing about, things that they think people would be interested in, but they're not really being specific enough to be attracting people who want to be working with them. So that's another place where I see people get stuck. So what happens when we get into this marketing, I would say like confusion, and we don't know what to do, is a lot of times like people end up spinning, end up really doubting themselves. Like I was talking about, like you might be creating a lot of content, but no one's really seeing it. Or you just don't even know what to create. So you're not doing anything. You're just like, oh, what should I do? How should I move forward? What should I be writing about? You're thinking like no one's interested in what you have to offer. And you might be doing a lot of work and posting a lot of content, but no one is really biting or showing interest, and you start to really doubt yourself. So those are the biggest things I see and where I see people getting stuck. And what I want to talk about too, like obviously there's a lot of marketing that we can do online. There's also, you can do like in-person marketing. Most of the clients that I work with are really interested in having an online business. And I think, like for me, that was something that I really wanted to, and it was really important because I wanted to have that freedom and that flexibility. And with my first business, I did have more of like an in-person business, and did more in-person marketing and networking, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be able to work from anywhere, be able to work with people all over the world, and really not have to be set to one location and have to go to like a bunch of different events to market myself. And so having an online business was definitely the right fit for me, and it's what a lot of my clients are interested in as well. And I think it really allows us to be a lot more specific about who we are working with, because we're getting in front of such a huge population of people. When you're online, literally in front of millions and millions of people. And so it allows you to really get known as an expert in a niche, which I think really raises your credibility and allows it to get easier for you to do like really awesome work with your clients so that they're getting amazing results. But it also really allows you to market more effectively because you can get really specific about who you're working with. So I want to give you guys some steps that I think are really helpful when you're wanting to get started with online marketing and wanting to build up that tribe and start to get those paying clients. So these are the things that I have found most effective through starting my business and what I see with my clients as far as what really helps them as well. So if you guys have any questions as I'm going, let me know. And what the number one thing is ideal client. So I often mention ideal client, and I was just kind of talking about it now as far as getting specific. But I think when it comes to online marketing, you absolutely have to be specific with an ideal client. If you don't, you're just going to get lost in the crowd. So like I said, you're in front of millions of people. And if your messaging and your ideal client isn't really specific about who you help and what results you help them get, what problems you help them with, people aren't going to pay attention to your messaging, and it's just going to go right by them. And so they're not going to stop. They're not going to interact with it. And so really knowing who this ideal client is, like what they're struggling with, what it is that they want, and getting into that person's head is super important so that we can start messaging really effectively and start speaking specifically to that person. Really going to make you stand out to those people that you're wanting to work with. And what you can think is like the difference between, so for a lot of you guys, if you're helping people with certain health issues, being a health coach, it's the difference between saying like, I help you get healthy, or I help you overcome health challenges, to getting really specific and saying, I work with people who are struggling with, let's say like thyroid issues or, digestive issues, anxiety, depression, like some sort of really specific condition. And then even diving a little deeper to get into like what specifically is going on for that person, what kind of has been their experience, how it's impacting their life. I really find that when you bring this into your marketing, it's super helpful and makes the difference between your marketing like really standing out and being effective, and it just like going right by people without them even blinking an eye at it or paying attention. So ideal client and messaging, number one, you always have to start there. And that's why I think it's really important not to dive into online marketing until you know who that ideal client is and how to be speaking to that person. Because you can be doing all the marketing in the world and know like all the best systems and, have learned from people who are the online marketing gurus. But if the ideal client and the messaging isn't on point, like I said, it's not going to work for you. It's really like you have to have all these pieces working together in order to really be getting those awesome results. So number two was your messaging. So ideal client and then messaging. I had someone ask a question about your messaging and the content you're putting out there, and like how much to share or how vulnerable to be in your posts. And what I would say is that the more you're willing to share your experiences and your stories and get vulnerable, and put that out there, I think the better connections that you are going to create with the people who are watching your content or interacting with your content, and the more interested they're going to be in working with you. So I would say, like, get vulnerable. It doesn't mean you need to share like all the little details of whatever it is that you went through or your experience, but I think the more that you can share that, the more that people are going to relate to you. Because what all of us really want is to feel connected and to feel seen and understood. And if you're willing to share your experiences and your story, other people are going to really resonate with it, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that's dealing with this. I'm not like a weird or a freak or, whatever that a lot of us think when we're struggling with something. And so they're going to feel that connection and be like, oh my gosh, she gets it. She understands. She's been there. And I really, really believe that helps build that strong connection with people, and builds like that trust, that trust factor. And so I would say the more willing you are to get vulnerable and share your story and your experiences, the more it's going to help you build that connection and get clients. So I would say go there. And so then the next step really goes into, so there's two steps when it really comes to marketing. And number one is what I like to say is like building your tribe, building the people who are your followers, building the people who are stalking you, so to say, and are interested in what you have to say and what you're doing. So that's number one. And then number two is actually like converting those people who are following you, who are in your tribe, to paying clients. And you have to have both of these steps in place, or your marketing's not going to work. You can't just have one or the other. Like, obviously the whole point for us getting out there and getting in front of people is to be getting those clients so that we can be making that transformation in their lives. It's not just to like build up this community or build up a tribe of people. So if those people aren't actually converting to clients, that isn't what we're going for. So we need to have like the whole process and those steps in place that are going to bring someone from finding you and being interested in what you're saying to actually becoming a paying client. So step number one is building up that tribe, like building up a tribe, I would say, of ideal clients. That's what's really important. It has to be the right people as well. So if you're building up a tribe and it's just like random people, but they're not the people who are interested in working with you, that's not helping you out. So we need to make sure that it's the people who are looking for what you have to offer. So I always say it's not about like convincing people that they should work with you or convincing people that they should change and, work with you or start to make the changes that you help people do. We're looking for the people who are already out there looking for what it is that you have to offer. And so the best way to get in front of those people and get in front of those people online and do it quickly, and what I teach my clients, is really through using paid marketing. And I specifically really like Facebook ads because they are an amazing tool to get you in front of the people who are looking for what you have to offer. Like, Facebook allows you to get really specific about who you're targeting, and to put your messaging out there in a way that is really effective. And the other thing is that most people have Facebook. So if you think about like all the different types of social media, if someone has like one type of social media, typically it's Facebook. And so it's a good one to choose and to get to really know how to use and get familiar with. And I always think you're much better off using like one form of social media to maximum than like spreading yourself all over the place. And so that's really what I teach. I love Facebook ads. I've used it from the very beginning of having my online business, and allowed me to get clients like really quickly. And so, because I was able to get in front of those people, and I was specifically working with health coaches from the beginning, doing doing health coaching with them or doing like body image coaching with them. And so I didn't have like a network of health coaches that I already knew. So I needed a way to get in front of these people that I really didn't have any connection with. And Facebook ads allowed me to do that like really effectively. And so it's been an awesome tool for me from the beginning. And that's really the difference too between like just posting on social media or posting on Facebook versus doing a Facebook ad, because you're able to get it in front of the people who are your ideal client and get really specific about it. And it makes all the difference. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that so far. So the other thing, so then what are you doing with people with the Facebook ads? So what I really like to teach people how to do is to send people to a Facebook group, like to have your own Facebook group. And also I think to have an email list is important as well. So that way you can be getting in front of people in two different places, because some people really like Facebook and interacting on Facebook, and other people maybe are a little more shy and quiet and don't and would prefer an email. So if you have both of these, if you're sending people to both places, you have two different ways to be getting in front of people. And then that goes into starting to build that know, like, and trust factor, which is what is the next step. So to actually convert those people to paying clients, you need to build the know, like, trust factor so people are actually interested in what you have to offer. They're interested in working with you. They trust you. They know like you're the expert in this certain area, and are interested in investing or paying to work with you. So this is a really important step, and it goes into creating like really awesome content so that people really know like, yeah, like I feel like this connection with this person. Like I feel like she could help me. I feel like she understands what's going on with me. And that's really important to build that with people, because it's going to make the difference between people wanting to work with you and not. Like we want to work with someone that we really like, that we trust, that we feel like this awesome connection with. And I know from the past, like every coach that I've worked with, I always feel like I have this really good connection with them. And when I see their content and the stuff that they're writing, I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds like just like me. Like, I really feel like they understand what's going on and that they can help me get the results. And so when you're creating content, like it's really important to be putting that out there. And I think videos, as I'm doing a video right now, is like the best way to really be communicating your message and to be building that know, like, trust factor with people. Writing awesome posts is great too, but video takes things up to like another notch because people actually get to like see you, see your personality, hear your voice. So other than like being in person and giving some sort of talk or like a presentation, video is like the next best thing because it's really allows you to be getting in front of people in that way. And it can be awesome to be doing like live videos and stuff too, because you can interact with people. So I'd say if you want to have an online business, like I do think video is really important and definitely something that you're going to want to bring into your marketing. And if that scares the crap out of you, know that that's okay, because when I first started my business, like videos were the scariest thing ever. And it actually took me quite a while before I even did a video in my business. But it was adding video in was one of the things that really allowed my business to like take off and really like start to build better connections with my tribe and with those people I was wanting to work with. So I do think like video is an awesome thing to be doing and to be adding into your marketing. It makes a huge difference. And if I can do it, like any of you guys can do it, I promise you. So, because when I was first getting started, it was super intimidating to think about doing videos. And now it's just like, no big deal. So, so the other thing, okay, so kind of going through the steps. So you have your ideal client, you have your messaging, which is really on point. Then you're starting to build your tribe and get in front of the people who are your ideal clients. Hey, Brenda, good morning. Where are you now, Brenda? I know you're on your travels. New York? It's probably a little chilly. So starting to build your tribe of people, which I said, like, I really like doing that through a Facebook group and through having a list. So you have both of those places to be getting in front of people. And then the last step, converting those people to clients by building up your know, like, trust factor, and really starting to make those strong connections with people. New York, I love it. It's probably a little colder than Hawaii, I'm guessing. So the other thing you want to make sure you're doing, so having great content, having content that really resonates with people, sharing your story, getting vulnerable, letting people know, like, I can help you and I can help you get from point A to point B. So where they are now to where it is that they want to go. You want to let people know, like, I can help you do that. Like, that's important. And that brings me to the very last thing, which would be a call to action. So you want to have a call to action to sign up for a free call with you, to sign up to, usually it's a free call with you if you're doing coaching, would be the most effective thing. So if they're struggling with this, like, sign up for a free call with me and we can talk about how I can help you with that. So it's really important to make sure that you are adding in those calls to action. Because if you don't, people don't know that you're a coach or that you can help them or that you're even offering a service. And so you always want to make sure that you're adding calls to action to your content as well. So then the last thing I would say that's really important with online marketing is being consistent. So once you get, like, your systems in place, you really want to make sure that you're consistently showing up. So, because this is important for building your know, like, trust factor as well. Like, if you're someone who is online and you're online marketing and you're just, like, disappearing for weeks at a time and then coming back and, like, randomly posting things, like, people aren't going to trust you. You're not going to appear, like, reliable and like someone that they would want to work with. So you want to really make sure that you're being consistent. And being consistent doesn't mean that you need to be posting, like, every single day of the week or multiple times per day or, like, anything like that. Like, you can find what works for you, but you're going to want to stay consistent with it. And I would definitely say, like, you want to be being seen a number of times per week so that you're in people's, like, the forefront of their mind, like, they're seeing you and getting to know you better. So I think that's really important. And then the last piece that I would say is knowing that online marketing is going to involve trial and error. Just like any sort of marketing or doing anything in your business. Like, you have to know that anything that you're doing, you're going to have to do trial and error. You're going to have to try things. You're going to have to see what's working the best. You're going to have to make little tweaks, maybe how you're saying things or how you're delivering it, who you're targeting, the pictures you're using, the wording you're using. Like, there's all these little, like, nuances that go into marketing and doing online marketing, just like if you were doing in-person marketing as well. So it's really important to know that this is the process, and then isn't going to be like you do one thing and it's amazing and it works forever and all of a sudden you get all these clients. Like, you just have to know that you have to try some things and be willing to kind of tweak things and see what's working. And I think it's just really important to know that, like, in your business in general, especially for those of us who are perfectionists, which I know I am too, because a lot of times we can do things, or, like, we post something or we do a video or whatever, and it doesn't get the interaction or the results that we hoped. And we're just like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure. Nobody likes me. It's not working. Like, I can't make this work. And that isn't the case at all. You just have to know, like, with any business, you're going to have failures. You're going to have things that don't work. And you're just going to have to be able to kind of be okay with that and to go back to it and be like, okay, like, this didn't quite work out the way I was hoping. Like, what can I be doing differently? And obviously, like, you have to be putting some things out there, I would say consistently, before you even know if something is working or not. But if you have been doing that consistently and you're not seeing the results, like, being open to being like, okay, what could I do differently that's going to help me get the better results? And this is where it can be really helpful to have a coach or someone who's looking at what you're doing as well, because I think sometimes it can be hard for us to see what may not be working for us too. Like, where am I getting stuck? Like, what isn't converting? And so if you can have someone else who can kind of look at the whole process and see where things may not be working, I think it's super helpful. I know has been for me too. Like, I'm almost always working with someone to help me with my business as far as like a business mentor or coach too, because I think it's super helpful to get that feedback from someone else. Even though, like, you know, I pretty much feel like I know pretty well what I'm doing. Like, it's just really good to get that feedback. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that, anything that I was covering. If you are totally feeling lost with online marketing, have no idea where to get started, but really want to have that online business so that you can have the freedom and the flexibility and, you know, work with clients all over the world, and get into like a specific niche and get known as the expert. Like, I love helping people do that. And, you know, I'd be happy to kind of walk you through the steps and show you how you can do that in your business. It doesn't have to be super overwhelming. I always keep things really like simple. And I think like doing less is more. So it's really focusing on doing the things that actually help you get results when it comes to online marketing. And you don't have to know a lot online already. Like, I barely used Facebook before I got started. So it's all things that you can learn and implement as you're getting going. So if you want support with that, if you want to know exactly what steps to be taking, like, I invite you to sign up for a free call with me. I will put a link in the video somewhere. So just click on that and you can sign up for a call. I'd be happy to show you like how you can start implementing the online marketing tools in your business specifically. It makes a huge difference. I mean, you can go from spinning your wheels and not moving forward to actually like being able, like, knowing exactly what steps to take and start to build your tribe really fast and get those clients. Kate, so what is your feeling in using Pinterest? So for sure you can use Pinterest. For sure you can use Pinterest. You can use Instagram. I mean, you could use Twitter. You could use all those things. It's just not my area of expertise. And I do think that Facebook is just really awesome for you being able to reach people. Like I said, like, if someone is on one form of social media, it's typically Facebook. And so I think using that as like a primary tool can be a really great thing, especially for getting started, because the Facebook paid marketing and the ads are so effective, super effective. Like, I don't think there's any form of social media that's as effective as Facebook ads. So I think they're really awesome. But that being said, like, obviously, like, a lot of you guys probably found me on YouTube. Like, I know a lot of people do. And so, like, I think YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram are also great tools. But I think if you're trying to build things quickly in the beginning, that Facebook ads are definitely the way to go. And then I would say, like, if you really like one other form of social media, just start to get to know that. Like, first I would concentrate on Facebook ads and getting that rolling, because it's going to help you get things moving quickly. But if you're really interested in Pinterest or some other form of social media, then make that your secondary form, and you're just gonna have to learn how to use it, because every form of social media has like their own techniques and strategy. And that's why I say, like, do one thing and do it well, maybe two things, as opposed to trying to learn everything. So you're gonna have to learn like what works for this form of social media. But I do think Pinterest can be awesome. It's just another thing that you're gonna have to learn, and I would do it as a secondary tool, more as like a long-term strategy, which is what YouTube was for me as well. Like, more of a long-term strategy as opposed to like something that's gonna quickly help me get clients right away. So let me know if you have any other questions about that, Kate, and if that answers that. Anyone else have any questions about online marketing at all? What to do, what to focus on, any of the things that I covered? If you do, and if you catch the replay, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Like, I love online marketing. I think it can actually be really fun. But it's just a matter of learning it, right? Like, it's all new to us in the beginning. So, you know, just being willing to be open to that and learning what works. So yeah, you're welcome, Kate. Thanks guys for joining me. Like I said, if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, an awesome Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to all you guys soon. Bye.